Why not? Sorry,
Yeah.
is that what you asked? Sorry, I'm just still fiddling. I think my mic should be a bit better now.
Yeah. Yeah. I was asking why you're not vegan.
Oh, because well, I haven't really been given a good reason to go vegan yet.
Okay. So you think it's morally permissible to sort of buy meat, right? Or at least consume meat, I'd assume.
Well, I don't buy it, but yeah, I mean, you probably wouldn't have a problem with consuming it, would you?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with like consuming it simply, sir. But so, well, you don't buy meat?
No.
Okay. Do you buy like any other animal products?
No, not at this time in my life. I mean, I guess I have in the past. I'll admit to
Okay.
that, but it's a long old time ago.
Yeah, I see. Okay. So, do you live? I assume you're living plant-based or something.
No.
Okay. Wait, so then somebody else like buying your food?
No.
Or do you eat food?
Of course.
Okay. What the-
Bit difficult not to, isn't it?
Well, okay. Well then. Okay then. How are you exactly? Are you getting? Are you getting your food?
You mean the non-vegetable based things, I assume, because you don't
Yeah.
want to know where I get vegetables from, do you? Oh, do you?
Well, I assume you like grow them or something.
Yeah, I grow my own
Okay.
veg. I really enjoy it.
Okay, that's nice. And I assume. Well, then I'd assume you get your animal products. Uh, also from like animals you own or something.
No, I don't own any. Well, I mean, I have a dog. I don't eat him.
Well, don't, I don't think dog lays eggs. So, well, yeah. Then where do you get your like animal products from?
Well, I mean, I operate as something of a pest controller, so I eat the animals that I have to kill for protection of crops and stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's
It's,
not my full-time job. I don't want you to be under that impression, but it's something I do as like a bit of a sideline, I guess.
okay. So, I've, do you like how can I imagine that? So you're just on the sort of fields, uh, and you shoot animals that try to steal the crops.
You're kind of cutting out a bit. Like, I hope it's not a problem at my end.
Or
But
maybe a problem with my mic.
no, I think I understood what you said. Like, it does seem to be dipping out a bit, but no worries.
Okay.
Yeah, like the short answer to your question is yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But so just on a more general point, would you be okay with like um sort of farming animals for food, right? Like
No.
not okay. Okay. So then sort of animals you get through shooting them, protect the crops, I assume. So what kind of those like deer or
Mhm. No, it's primarily rabbits and pigeons. Usually rabbits.
okay. So do you do you eat the pigeons too?
Yeah, when I used to shoot them, I mean, like I'll be honest with you, I haven't shot a pigeon in probably 2 years, but
Okay.
yeah, the rabbits for sure. Yeah.
Do you
Okay.
have a scarecrow up?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a scarecrow up or a scare pigeon?
No, I
Like,
don't because
oh,
it's not my land.
oh,
Okay. Have you like because
And
I
also, it
do,
doesn't work on
okay.
rabbits anyway. Just to put that in there. Sorry, I didn't mean to overtalk you. My bad.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know about I've never heard of the job you have, to be honest. Can't really say much
Well, I mean,
about it.
I want to stress, once again, it's not my job. It's not what I do for a living. I don't get paid to do it.
Or you don't get You don't get paid to do it.
No.
Okay. So just do it as a sort of, I don't know, like a hobby you
Necessity.
have or something.
It's just a necessity to keep the populations under control. That's all.
Okay.
What is it like to like actively kill an animal, like by actually killing it, by shooting it?
What is it like?
Yeah,
I don't know.
what do you feel when you do it? Or do you just not feel anything because of all the responsibility and ethical things are just gone because you just have to pull a trigger?
I'm not really sure how to answer that. I mean, I like when I originally heard about doing this, because it's not like I was born doing this. The short version, I'll try to keep it as short as I can, was that I I was doing some research in magazines, not on the internet, and discovering that this needs to be done. I actually have a video on this if you want to watch it. I'll tell you about it later. But the short version is like, are you asking me if it makes me happy or something? Because if that's what you're getting at, the answer's no.
No, I just what you feel, what it feels like to kill something. Like,
I don't know how to answer you any better than I
yeah,
already
no
have.
worries, no worries. This was
Mhm.
just curiosity.
Yeah, fair enough. It doesn't bring me pleasure or joy or excitement or anything like that. I just consider it something that is necessary if you want crops to grow. So,
Oh, wait, does any, I don't know, do the vegans have a problem with this, or what do
Actually,
vegans typically say?
um, that depends on who the vegan is. I mean, I have no idea what your thoughts are. It's like I don't know you, but I would assume that if you want crops to grow and there are species that will kind of decimate the crops, you'd probably want them dealt with, I guess. Like, I mean, is that something you'd agree with?
Um, hmm. Well, I mean, if vegans consider crops already to be vegan, then like, I guess if this is it, if we just grant that it's a necessary component of getting the crops, then I don't know how vegans are going to say that this isn't vegan if they're already labeling the crops as vegan.
Yeah, I don't necessarily. So, I mean, I don't know the full details, but just prima facie, looking at the situation, if I just grant him that it's necessary, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily see a problem with that at all.
Yeah. So you presumably, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong by all means, but like if we were to eat the animals that are like I'll mind my language, I'll say dispatched as protection for crops, like would there be a problem with us eating the animals? Or me, like forget you if you don't want to do it. Like, is there a problem with me doing it?
No, so if you don't shoot them for actually like getting the food, if you shoot them out of necessity to protect the crops, yeah, um, that's not
Okay.
like a concern. You eat them.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fine. But would
Wait,
you
but this,
consider it vegan to eat them?
Um, so I actually lean towards saying yes, although I'm not entirely sure.
The problem that you're gonna have that, like, I'm not trying to, corner you or anything like that. I'm just here for a friendly conversation. But now you're in a position where you're saying it's vegan to eat meat.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
that what you think? Like, is that a
Yeah.
genuine reflection?
Yeah, like, I just take veganism to be the sort of protection of rights to sentient animals. So, I don't think there's any sort of rights violated per se, or if there is a right violated, then it's out of sort of good reason. So I don't really take moral issue with it.
I think rabbits are sentient.
Yeah.
Okay, so I shoot sentient animals, and you have no problem with me eating them.
Yeah.
And
If they were
you
like,
call that vegan?
yeah, probably.
Okay, okay, fine.
Yeah, like if it's out of necessity to protect the crops, in terms of that, yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Like, if that's your position. I mean, I would consider eating meat a non-vegan action, no matter how that meat is arrived at or acquired or something. But you know, if you have a different perception, that's completely fine.
Yeah. Would you then also say, like, I don't know, say you're driving late at night and you run over a rabbit or a deer or something? Then obviously, well, you're not really at fault for that, but would you still, like, say you're vegan, would you consider it non-vegan of you to eat that deer, part of that deer, you've driven over?
I think that eating meat, like knowingly, like never mind about like if somebody is tricked into it or something.
Yeah.
Like I'm not one of those guys. But if you're consciously eating meat, I wouldn't consider that a vegan
Okay.
action. No, I think that's incompatible.
Okay. Yeah, well, it just then seems like a dispute of like definitions, which is not really interesting.
Sure. Oh, I'm getting echo. Is somebody recording or something? I don't mind if you are, but
No, is someone hot micing? Hello?
I was getting a bit of echo there, like as if somebody was recording and playing it back. I don't mind if somebody's recording. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah. Wait, so I guess like if I were to argue against this, I'd maybe say like maybe the killing is justified. Maybe the killing could be justified by a vegan, but consuming them might not be. Like animals deserve the kind of community status that we give other agents that are in like a moral, like given moral status. Like we wouldn't eat dogs. Like if your dog died, it'd be really weird to eat the dog. I don't know if it would really be like if that action itself is wrong, but it seems like
Well, I think the
you're.
question, like,
Yeah.
I think I'm more aligned with
Yeah.
your position on what you said so far, but like my question would be, would it be vegan to do that? Because as far as I'm aware, vegans don't eat meat.
Would it be vegan? Well, like if vegan just means like if most vegans are going to be taking it to be vegan or like permissible, then maybe not. But if you define it, I don't know, in the way that Nuno did, then it might be vegan today. If it becomes not necessary at a later point, then maybe later, like in the future, it would be not vegan.
But like, I mean, I think sorry, I forget the gentleman's name, but he thought that it was compatible with veganism to knowingly eat meat. Like, do you agree with that?
Sorry, who said that?
The other chap
Are
that
you
I was
talking about?
talking to just before,
Yeah.
sorry,
Talking about me?
I'm crap with names. Sorry,
Oh,
you don't think it's vegan to eat meat, do you? Like knowingly, I
like where is it
was
wrong? Like, but then that would mean that it's like wrong or like it's there's some mistreatment of animals happening there. So like where would the mistreatment be?
well, I mean that's not really the issue. Like, I mean, you're obviously familiar with the like I mean, animals die, right, of natural causes. So if you found a dead animal and you just ate that, like, is that vegan to eat that? I mean, I would say no, just so that you know where I'm at.
Well, doesn't vegan just bottom out at like some mistreatment of animals?
No.
So there's not this moral component to veganism?
No, there can be a moral component. I mean, and largely there is. But, like, would you say that eating a dead animal that you had no part in its killing or anything like that, right? Would you say that eating it is vegan? Because I wouldn't. Just so that you know where I'm at.
Like if I stumble across this like dead animal in the forest or something, I don't know, like I
Yeah.
presume like there's no other animal that may benefit from that, something like that. I don't
Sure,
know. I
just,
think
like,
you
pick
could
an
probably argue that's
animal.
vegan.
Yeah. You think it's
Yeah, I don't see why
vegan
you can't
to
argue
eat
that's vegan.
them?
Well, I don't know if this is like specifically if veganism is defined as some kind of mistreatment to animals, that's what we're against. And there's no mistreatment happening, then how is it not wrong? Or sorry, how is it not okay?
I didn't say it wasn't okay. I think it is okay. It's just that, I mean, a common, very common, like if you were to ask somebody, you could ask them two questions, right? Just a random stranger. You could say, like, the first question would be, hey, have you heard of veganism? And most people are probably going to say yeah, because I think most people know what it is at this point. And second question you ask, is it vegan to knowingly eat meat? I think most of them would say no. Do you agree?
Well, I think the connotation there when you ask them if knowingly eating meat is okay
Yeah,
or is vegan.
because I don't want, like, I'm not one of those guys, like, if you go to a restaurant and you order a vegan dish, but they accidentally serve you the wrong dish that's got meat in it, I'm not one of those guys who's going to go, you're not vegan now, right? Because you didn't do it consciously.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, I was just saying, just asking people, well, is it vegan to knowingly eat meat? No, they're probably gonna say no, and probably
I would think
if
so.
I were to ask that if I were to be asked that
Well,
question.
yeah, does their
probably,
opinion
yeah.
matter though?
But
Well,
if you add the clause that
you know, who,
if you
if you're going
add
to say, does their opinion matter, then you got to factor in other people's opinions too, right?
I mean, like, what you ask the normal person if it is vegan or not, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so you could
Yeah,
take
I
the
don't get what your point
position.
was when you said if you ask a normal person
Yeah,
if it's vegan to...
just an average person on the street who's heard of veganism. If you ask them something like, tell me something about veganism, probably the number one answer is vegans don't eat meat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if vegans
Yeah.
are knowingly eating meat, that's going to go against like the common understanding of veganism. You can have some other different definition if you want to. That's fine.
Yeah, isn't the whole purpose to reduce suffering of animals?
I don't know who you asking me. I'm not vegan. I don't get to define it.
Yeah, I'm not vegan either. I was just asking.
Yeah,
Because I thought
like
you were making a point or something.
Well,
Sorry.
wait, to be clear, like, look, if you ask this very specific case, which quite frankly is like a very edge case scenario, and the vegan doesn't answer according to their view, and they just say, no, I think it's bad to just, I don't know, to eat meat, like that action itself is bad. Like, I don't know, that might actually harm animals. Like, they're not clarifying what they actually care about. Like, they have an opportunity now
I
to...
clarified and I asked you. Like, you find a dead animal. You didn't play any part in bringing it into the world or raising it or killing it or anything like that. You had nothing to do with this animal. You just
It's like
find
very
the
close to
dead animal.
freeganism. Yeah, like there are arguments against freeganism, but I don't know, like how successful those arguments are going to be, especially when you're talking to people who
Do you
will like disagree with
acknowledge-
veganism, and like in the obvious case, like they're going to disagree with veganism. It might be more useful to clarify
I'm not disagreeing. with
what you actually care about. Okay, like I care about reducing animal suffering, or I care about like not invoking like rights violations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Yeah, so it helps animals more by being clear,
yeah,
giving the
well, I
clear
mean,
case for veganism.
I'm trying to be clear. Like, if there's something that I've been unclear about, like, feel free to ask.
No, I'm saying, sorry, I'm not saying you're being unclear. I'm saying if the vegan were to say, no, I'm just against eating meat, when they have the opportunity to clarify, well, like I'm actually against the mistreatment of animals, right?
Mhm.
Then they've kind of done like a disservice, because that isn't really comporting with their values. What they actually care about is not this diet component. They care about this the moral point that vegans are trying to make, right?
Yeah, I think the diet side of veganism is especially weak, but you don't seem to have a problem. Like, please correct me if I've misunderstood you, but you don't seem to have a problem with the actual eating of meat under the scenario that I gave. Like, you just find a dead animal. Like, you think that's compatible with veganism, insofar as I understand. Is that right?
Yeah, like I have like a further I have a further answer. Like I could probably argue against it, but I don't know how strong that is. And the thing I care more about is actually like clarifying on like this topic. Like there's like a paper that argues against veganism that's kind of getting at this sort of thing that I would argue, like the like moral community status of animals, like what kind of group they're a part of. That's the sort of thing. Like if you look at dogs, it would be really off just if someone's dog died and then they like ate the dog.
Well, I'd like
And
to
I don't
ask
know,
you a couple of
maybe
questions about that, but if you could excuse me for just 2 minutes, I have to step away for just 2 minutes, and by all means, carry on the conversation. I'll be back. Please excuse me.
yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know how strong my disagreement really is here. So if like another vegan does feel strongly about this, like feel free to chime in.
Yeah.
Like I can argue against these things, but like I would probably not disagree with. I would probably like want to clarify if it's someone's like first discussion talking to a vegan, it's probably better to clarify like, hey, I actually care about this other thing and not just the act of eating meat.
What's the question?
Like if you come across a dead animal in the forest and like no other animal is going to be eating that animal, like, is it vegan to eat that animal?
I would think so. I wouldn't eat it still because it's a health hazard, but I don't think it's an issue ethically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if somehow just like a 1-to-1 copy of a like piece of steak appeared, we don't know how it just sort of appeared out of thin air, and we can make sure that no animal got harmed. Yeah, like I'd enjoy that steak.
Like the Flitz and the Fur from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Everything is made of water molecules.
Sorry, what?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball. Flint Lockwood creates a machine that turns water into any food you put in. Thus, everything that comes out of it is vegan, including the steaks.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have lab meat. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what you're getting at.
Honestly, though, I am not sure if I would wanna eat things that would taste exactly like meat, because there is something we have in Germany. It's spreadable meat, and There is a vegan version of it, which I like the taste of because it tastes exactly the same, but because of that, I also stopped eating the vegan version.
Do you mean
Because
met?
it reminds me too much of meat.
Do you mean met?
Leberwurst.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I probably missed a few bits, but
Yeah, I also am sorry because most of the things I say are usually nonsensical. I have ADHD and sometimes speak before thinking.
oh, that's okay.
I don't like it. I tried to change that, but it never worked.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Be right back, I'm gonna smoke.
Is it tobacco or is it something
Sama kan ik wel opzaken.
a bit more twangy? However,
Oh yeah, like I just thought of a different argument against this. So
no, like I
mean,
had
I
to step away for like about 2 minutes, so I missed something if you said it.
no, you're good. Yeah, I didn't say anything. I guess like the other, you could
Alright.
probably argue something like,
How are you doing anyway? Like, you cool?
oh, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, I've been really busy. I haven't had too much time for Discord.
Yeah,
But
same,
yeah, things are
same.
going really well. What? I mean, look, like if like there's
You
some
and
like
I know
further
each other,
consequence,
right?
but
I'm not here to cause trouble, just so that you know that, right?
no, you're wait, you're good. Like
Mhm.
yeah, you're good. Yeah, I remember USD. Yeah. Wait, so like, I guess like you could probably also argue against this if there's some like further consequence by eating this animal or like taking the worldview where like animals are going to be used in this way. I guess like if you come across a dead animal, like I don't know, I'm not too much a fan of like the normalization argument, but that's sort of where it goes. Like if we normalize the consumption of animals, is that going to further cause any harm?
Well, I think what you're probably doing is, I mean, well, first of all, you're quote unquote normalizing something that is already very normal. So I think that just gets knocked out that way, because most people aren't vegan, and obviously you realize that. But I mean, further consequence. What have you got in mind there?
I think that's the consequence, the normalization of eating meat.
Yeah, but like I just said, it's already normalized. So what do you want
Yeah,
to do?
it's normalized, but
Mhm.
I think the point he's making is that in vegan praxis, the goal is to not normalize meat eating.
Okay,
So,
but
so there's a
sorry, I didn't
It's
mean to
not.
cut you
It's not
off. My
specifically
apologies.
the normalization. I would like maybe it would be something like. Let me think how to phrase this. It'd be like reinforcing the idea that animals are like of the commodity status, and like maybe
That
that might be bad.
unfortunately is currently the case, and it's something that I would agree with you on. I don't want them to be commodities. This is the thing, like we agree on more than we disagree
We
on.
agree on it, so I don't know. Like, does anyone disagree with that? Like, does anyone think that? Does anyone think that it's, I guess, like okay to to eat this animal, or that's vegan to eat this animal that you've like come across in the forest?
My position is out there. I'll just state it clearly one time. It's perfectly fine. I don't have an objection to doing that, but it's not vegan to do that because vegans don't eat meat. That's it.
Wait, that's not going to be the reason that it's. That's getting at my problem with what you were saying.
Okay.
My problem was, they're not going to eat it just because vegans don't eat meat. Like that's like a descriptive behavior of what is expected by vegans. So maybe someone might say that, well, that's not vegan because this isn't really characteristic of a vegan.
Do you think it's vegan?
I think it's vegan, but I think if you ask people, is this characteristic of a vegan, they're going to say no. Like you have to clarify, like, look, this is like a super edge case scenario where a vegan might actually say it's fine.
I don't think it's super edge case, what we're discussing.
Wait, you don't think
now.
that's an edge case? No.
Finding a dead animal? No.
It's like an edge case argument. It's like, well, is the vegan okay with this? And it's not edge case just to find a dead animal. I mean,
But would it be vegan to eat that dead animal that you found?
I think you can argue it is.
Okay, what's your position?
I have probably a more nuanced view. Like, I don't mean to like veil my actual position, but I just try to keep it simple. Like, it depends who I'm talking to. Okay.
Hang on.
Like, if I'm talking to a vegan,
yeah,
I'm talking to
the question though, right? Do you think?
I would answer it's vegan. I have a problem with it.
You think it
but
is
that's not
vegan?
to say that I don't. Yeah, but I think like things are vegan that I currently have problems with. So I just say it's vegan, but I still have a problem. Like I don't equate vegan with moral. Like there are things that I think are vegan, like like I don't know, like crop deaths or some kind of like animal testing that like.
Yeah. But you just
vegans will say it's fine.
You think it's okay, but yeah, but I mean, are you one of like I don't want to straw man you, dude. Like I want to know what your position is. Like you just said that it's vegan. I think this is what you said, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, to eat the dead animal. So that entails eating meat and or other things, right? Organs, perhaps. And
yeah, like for example, I'm not categorically against eating meat. Like if you have some kind of lab-grown meat, I don't really see the problem with that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
this is comparable to that, right? It's not as big of a problem as you're making it to seem. Like I'm like pretty much okay with lab-grown meat if it's not like the really fucked up like bovine heart serum lab-grown meat, and it's some kind of like non-animal based input thing. Like that's probably fine.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Like message received and understood. You think lab-grown meat?
Yeah, that's
fine,
like. But it's not like a problem. It's not like. I think it's actually better to take this stance because it makes it clear what my problem actually is, which is the mistreatment, right?
Okay, but now you're going to have to acknowledge that no mistreatment is required in order to eat meat.
Question. This conversation is about eating a deer or something that is just dead in the forest, right? Like
no, like hunting.
No, I mean like I thought this conversation was like if you just found an animal that was dead.
Well, it's gone into.
Or like if you like hit a deer or something, can you just like
No, I'm not talking about hunting. I'm just talking about finding a random animal that is just dead for
it's really rare because you'll find it either like rotted or just like I don't know, eaten.
Yeah. What if it just randomly died and you found it like a few hours afterwards or a few minutes after it just died?
Yeah. So is eating it vegan on your view? Sorry, what's your name? Lucy. Like, sorry, it's popping up as that for me.
I'm not sure. It it depends. What would be more and what would be less energy consuming? Me eating the dead deer that is just there, or
That's got
is
to
it
do with it.
or is it less energy consuming if the earth gets back that stuff and then there grows crops on that?
Let's just say an animal died on your doorstep. Does that get around this obstacle? Right, it's got to be less energy consuming if it's dead on your doorstep, right?
Yeah, I would probably just bury it.
Okay, that's fine. But would you class it like if you were, or if someone were, right? Take yourself out of the equation. If someone were to eat that animal that's just deceased on your doorstep, would it be vegan to eat the flesh and everything else? I'll moderate my language of that animal.
It really depends. For me, it really depends. Like if it was not if it was not killed by another person or something, but
Wasn't it's
yeah,
already
then
baked in, right?
I would think that it would be okay because you didn't cause any suffering to it or
Okay, right?
uh,
You're saying that
contribute.
it's okay, and that's good. I agree with you. But is it vegan to do that?
That is actually a good question. I mean, I wouldn't eat it, even
But
if it was
but
a
would it
cow
be
that just
would it be
died.
vegan?
I would
Yeah, say it's a cow, right? That's
I
fine.
wouldn't eat. I would probably not eat it because
That's fine.
But you said you would eat it.
Would it be
You just said you would eat
vegan?
it, bro.
I don't know
Yeah,
if it would be.
he did say that, but let's I mean, you know, Freudian slip or whatever. Would it be vegan to eat it or compatible with veganism? Like I'm trying my best here, dude.
No clue, actually.
You don't think that like chopping up the cow and like you know frying bits and pieces and roasting other bits and pieces, you're confused as to whether that's vegan or not?
I mean, to be fair, it is kind of psychopathic, and usually vegans are not psychopaths because they feel empathy towards the
You just won't
beings.
answer the question. Like, why not?
So I would say it's not vegan.
Okay, thank you. I agree with you. Because vegans don't eat meat, right? It's one of the things, it's the main thing that anybody's going to tell you about veganism. Vegans don't eat meat. So the dead cow, I don't see anything wrong with you eating it, and we agree on that. And we also agree that it's not vegan. So there we go. I'll shut up.
Yeah. I mean, I also do not eat something that tastes too much like meat, even though it is not.
Yeah, that's not veganism though.
I just do not like the product because it tastes too much like the original.
That's fine.
Tickle my balls, bro.
It's amazing, but I do not like that it tastes that way. I
Whoa,
want
wait, what? What happened?
Why do you eat it then?
why I ate it.
Gotta ask that one, right? If you don't like
I
it, why
ate
are
it
you eating
because I was curious on how it would taste. I like testing new vegan products, and I found out, and it turned out that it is too much tasting like the original. And then I
That's
decided.
why
Yeah,
you
I don't know
bought
what you
it.
tried, but I don't think there is any vegan meat that tastes close to me, at least in my experience.
I am
I'm gonna
from
take
Germany
this
because
guy's word for it.
I could tell you what it was.
Yeah, but why did you try it if you weren't trying to get close to the what you're calling original
Yeah, you were
taste,
trying
right?
to replicate the substance like as
Yeah,
meat.
there's an issue there, right?
Yeah, but it tastes too much like it. It reminds me too
Yeah,
much.
then what's the point of eating it? I don't get it.
Sad.
I don't get it either.
Okay, so if
Right.
I hate ice cream, but I'm gonna get some replicant other ice cream that is not real, why am
And
I
then-
gonna replicate that?
And
There's
then
no reason to replicate
complain that it tastes like original proper ice cream or something.
that. Yeah,
Like,
why does it taste like ice cream?
Honestly, for ice cream, I would be very skeptical if I ate vegan ice cream and it tastes exactly like the regular one.
Yeah, but that's why you tried it, isn't it?
Yeah,
So that
I try products because I like different kinds of textures and tastes, and I like to enrich the amount of different things I could make. I
Yeah, but
love to cook.
your complaint is that it tastes
Okay, let me give you
too much like
a
the
good
original
example.
thing.
Let's say you hate Rolex watches, but you still buy a
Huh.
counterfeit one. It doesn't make sense.
It's
To
too
buy a
much
fake
like
Rolex.
too much like the genuine thing.
I mean, maybe I don't like Rolex watches because I do not like the company for some sorts, but I would like to show off.
Yeah, but if you really don't
Yeah,
like the
but
company,
the argument
then
doesn't work for me though.
don't buy their products.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, in
never-
that case, you're saying you hate the animal when you're saying you hate the company. If that's the point you're trying to make.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Wait a second, let me get another hit.
No problem.
I don't know. I am a very confusing person. I am confused most of the time anyway about everything.
I'm happy to agree with that.
I'm trying to be less confused and confusing, and it never works. I've always been like this my whole life. I do not like this.
How long have you been vegan for?
I've been wanting to, but not knowing how for a long while, and finally got a friend who helps me now since February.
Where are you from, Lucy?
He sounds
Yeah.
German. Yeah.
Are you German?
I don't
Yeah.
think
Wait.
it's German. Is it
Oh.
German?
You were the one who asked me if it was Matt, right? The one I was talking about. I don't know.
Oh, so you're German?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why? Oh.
Doesn't sound German to me.
Yeah,
Sounds
he
like
does.